Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Vanchakalpa, all glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, our eternal Savior. Unfortunately, I wish I could from time to time make some nice inspirational, yes, video. But things happened, and yeah, the constellations are as they are. It is time for the truth. It is time for things to come out, all the darkness, all the deviations, all the lies, all bad and horrible things that are going on in the whole world, globally. So also in our Iskcon, even though I like to say that Srila Prabhupada long time ago left the building, but still whoever was part of it carries the Iskcon. At least I do. The one I joined almost 40 years ago. So what happened today? A few hours ago I came across a video posted a few days ago by one of those self-proclaimed gurus, non-swamis, non-goswamis, where he put out a nice video asking kindly devotees to donate money for our beautiful beloved Sri Mayapur Dham. Of course, the lockdown affected very much so the whole community. The usually thousands and thousands and thousands visitors every day and pilgrims supported by their visiting Mayapur. So, lockdown affected us all. But there are a few strange, I don't know if this is the right word, I don't know which words to find, because I must admit that it did affect me in a very upset way, even though I'll try this time to be much calmer than in my last video. Point is, it reminded me, also I came, I think, about a year ago, across one video, then a second, then a third, then a fourth, where some of those self-proclaimed gurus, non-swamis, were doing advertisement about buying an apartment in Mayapur. There are many strange implications to that. Guru Sannyasi buying an apartment. The other very odd thing is they were advertising it, so I guess when you advertise something you get some whatever discount. And they also explained how nice it is to have a quiet, nice place, especially during the festivals when it's very crowded and loud, and to have a place on your own to retreat to for peace and meditation, right? Sannyasi buying and advertising buying an apartment in Sri Mayapur Dham. Another actually most odd and horrible one, I mean it is horrible, because I think the fourth video was about a non-guru, non-swami, so-called. He was with so much pride and ego showing his house in Vrindavan. A house in holy Vrindavan. Dam. All with marble and beautiful, and I will not go further there. It's beyond shamelessness. Yes, shamelessness is the right word. I would say shamelessly. Buying apartments, owning apartments, buying houses, shameless. Back to the Mayapur Dam donation, asking for donations. I was actually really shocked. Another thing, in fact, that this man said was, no matter the fact they have acres, hundreds of acres of land, they never really went into growing food, becoming self-sufficient, but now, due to the lockdown, they started, and they're very proud of it. So, over 40 years, almost 50 years, I mean, who knows Prabhupada and his instructions and his wishes and desires, and foremost instructions about becoming self-sufficient. Devotees building, growing farms, Varnashrama Dharma farms, and becoming self-sufficient is one of the very most important instructions that Prabhupada gave us. So, all this, 40 years and more, Mayapur, almost 50, 45, anyway, they live just on visitors, donations, didn't build I was shocked. I thought this is it's a logical thing. I know they have hundreds of acres of land, but they just now started to grow food. It never came occur. I mean, did they read Prabhupada books? I mean, they have been with Prabhupada. Morning walks, room conversations, so, but they didn't listen. And apropos listening, another odd and strange thing in this video is so showing beautiful picture, of course, of the deities and the land, and in the background there was some piano music playing, not a nice mantra, mellow, something, but no, just a mundane piano music. Okay, I mean, who have ears to listen can hear a lot just by this little fact, but there are so many facts. What else came across today? One shameless thing after another, and there is no other word. I know. I wanted to find some other word to express, but I can't. It's shameless is, yeah, for me it fits the best to express the continuation of the deviations going on. And I was reading the comments also under this video, so many devotees, yes, Maharaj, I send so much rupees, dollars, money, I will support. Oh. Another thing that he said also was, no matter the fact the lockdown, they continue with the food, prasadam, food for life, kind of serving every day 5,000 portions of prasadam around Mahapadam. I don't know where they get the money from, but okay. If they just started to grow food, I don't know, and I will not speculate. It's all odd and strange anyway. Yeah, in the last few days, I also came across a few posts from devotees who are stuck in India, in all kinds, Mayapur, Vrindavan, other holy dams, who came most probably for Gopunim in February. And then the lockdown came down, and many of them lost their tickets, home tickets, all over the world. I read some of them even lost their last money in their try attempt to go home, a second ticket, so they don't have any money anymore. So they put on Facebook, asking kindly devotees for donations to buying a ticket, because as I heard, India to the end of June promised that there's some kind of evacuations from different countries going on, but still you have to pay the ticket. They're stuck, locked down. So my question is, who will help them? Another thing is, which is also shameless, they have to beg. But I have such a bad feeling that not much out there. Devotees will be, so-called wannabe devotees, willing to help them out. But let's see, Krishna is merciful to his wannabe and sincere devotees, so I trust and have faith that Krishna will make some arrangements for them. What else was shamelessly that I came across? Oh, just an hour ago, someone posted, I think it is in New Zealand, Harinam on the streets. There was a group of devotees, one mridanga, two karatalas, one saxophone, one guitar, and some harmonica. Yeah, I think it's called harmonica. It sounded everything, not even Bollywood-wise. Some Bollywood songs sound more like our traditional Harinam Sankirtana music than this piece what I heard. Shameless. Who's taking care of the standards, I just made a comment like, did these people ever heard about Prabhupada, and what are they doing? For whom are they doing? For their so-called gurus? I don't know. But I also remember in the last few years reading about building the planetarium. I think the first estimation of it's gonna be like $400 million. Then it raised to $600 million. And I know I said in one point to some friends, I'm sure they will come to $1 billion. It's so shameless. Another shameless thing is, I saw what was it, like, especially, of course, to the Hindus buying their sins off, you could put, I think, a golden plate with your name, and it would be, part of the planetarium. Golden, and then you pay, of course, donations for the planetarium to be built. Whew. Shameless. The older devotees definitely. I don't know what's happening to the younger so-called generations. We supported ourselves by book distribution. Book distribution was the main and foremost, really. Okay, who knows the Leelas in the beginning, and Brahmananda and his brother father was a school teacher and he donated his salary, so the Master's gift first temple was supported by this, and then slowly as new devotees came in, Gargamuni started in some point the spiritual sky incense business, but then when the books came out and for decades book distribution was the main support. I remember when I came, at the time temple president, I came Monday, the next day he basically kicked me out to go and do book distribution, emotional blackmailing. If you don't sell any books, devotees won't have for boga and we won't have for the rent, for the bills. Yeah, okay, great. Krishna really kicked me out immediately into the ocean and learned to swim. It was a blessing. But anyway, book distribution was the main maintenance of temples, And of course people could always donate. This is not the problem. But I mean, such a huge project as the Mayapur, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Besides the fact, who knows, these guys they have their own private sannyasis, private bank accounts, proven with millions of dollars. But they're asking poor devotees. Lockdown has affected us all, this or that way. Many devotees have also lost their grihastha families, their jobs, their small businesses. But they have no other way than as anyone else, You have trust and faith in Krishna that he will take care of you. Isn't it? Either you trust or you don't trust. In my last video I also mentioned how almost every day I read how first generation Prabhupada disciples more and more are leaving the body, many very sick, poor, some even homeless, and which is shameless, by the way, because we know why Prabhupada established GBC, those who know. It reminded me of an incident like about almost 20 years ago. I was with my kids' marketplace, open marketplace, vegetables and fruits booth, and it was closed. And in the far distance, I noticed a woman, and I said, "Oh, wait, she's familiar to me." And then I was sure it was her, and I screamed her name out. By the way, she was going to the garbage cans. She was digging in garbage cans for food. I screamed out her name. She turned around, recognized me and my kids, and in shame, she ran away. She was ashamed that my kids and me have seen her in this situation. She looking for food in garbage cans. And of course I will not name her, but I was for years with her in Sankirtana Book distribution in Yugoslavia at that time. I could tell stories and stories about how great things she did for the Sankirtana Book distribution movement here in my corner of the world. How much tapasyas she did, and really great stuff, fantastic stuff. And at the end, it was a combination of she left and being kicked out, and with a small child, by the way. She did Sankirtana with a kid, with a toddler. A lot of tapasya she did. And she had to move back to her father, alcoholic, and horrible story. Anyway, none of her or anyone of us who did tapasyas and yagyas, it's part of the process. And we feel blessed that we have been tested by Krishna and Prabhupada, to so many situations. But there's nothing to complain about. Everything is written in, in the book of, I don't know, whatever, cosmic book of Seva Bhakti Yoga. But it's shameless, and very sad situation, and it is not the only one. It's something personal for me. But yeah, there's so many stories out there that are similar, that I read about it, heard about it from other devotees, devotees who give their life. And it is not that I heard really anyone complaining about it, We all are blessed for all these blessings that we got from Prabhupada. And Krishna knows this is the most important thing, everything else is. But in the eye of the GBC and authorities, isn't it their duty to take care, of devotees in any possible way, taking care of those who helped spread Srila Prabhupada's mission? So their position is shameless. I don't know, I feel good about repeating this word shameless, because it is shameless. What else came into my mind about shamelessness? Oh no, it's not about maybe shamelessness, but I came across a few morning walks where Prabhupada, in different cities in America, as far as I remember, can be found online. I will say, I don't know, San Francisco, or Denver, Los Angeles, or New York. I can't remember the cities. But the context was mostly the same. Prabhupada would say, see all these houses, skyscrapers, and one day it's all gonna be vanished, done, gone, after the war, when the demons will start the war to kill each other among themselves, and you see this all will be gone. And then he would add, in your lifetimes. So I'm asking a very logical question. This was in the 60s and in the 70s. And yes, many devotees, of course, have been very young at that time. But I mean, 50 years later, how old are you now? Many left the body, many are about to leave the body, but many are still alive. And they are pretty much old, between 70, 80, some maybe even over 80. And Prabhupada said, in your lifetime. So to some of those standing with Prabhupada there while he was saying this, our logic says it's about time now, isn't it? Everything in the world points out it's the end of this civilization as we know it. And again, what are we doing all together? And especially the generals, the high-ranked authorities. What is the duty of a general, of a leader? To take care of his soldiers, of his army. And it was said by Prabhupada, giving instructions how to do that, how to take care. So we never came to establishing one ashrama dharma farms, which means that getting old would, with the farms, would have been covered. There would be places all over the world, first of all self-sufficiency for everybody, taking care automatically of the old and sick, because many don't have health care, nothing. They didn't have a work, job, they never earned pension, whatever, Of course they are poor and on the streets and homeless or struggling or, I don't know, living on the mercy of some family members, brothers and sisters. I don't know, I heard a lot of stories, and one story after another is more sad than the other. And I also must say, there are a lot of wealthy devotees out there making business in this or that way. And I always ask myself, where's their compassion? Where's their compassion to look out for those devotees, to find them? I tried, many years ago, I tried in few attempts to find all the devotees, getting older devotees, as we call them veterans, Sankirtana veterans, but it was so hard to find them, and still is, In my opinion, there should have been a real attempt, action to find them and see where they are, how they're doing, how can we help them. But it never happened. Yeah, it's Kali Yuga. We all can blame Kali Yuga. But what about blaming ourselves? What have we really done in so many ways of taking care of each other, taking care of Prabhupada's instructions, taking care of Prabhupada's mission, taking care of Prabhupada's movement. And if we go back again, let's go to the beginning. Remember how Prabhupada struggled to find the nations to come to America, because he knew he had to come to America. He traveled his journey to America, all the obstacles and health conditions, but he didn't give up. He came to Boston and to New York, and we know money and real support, some small support. Krishna really, was holding him. Of course he was holding and protecting him, but so many tapasyas and yagas Prabhupada did for us, for me, for you, for everyone. And he did it because pure devotee. Of course we are not pure devotees, we are not even devotees, we are wannabe devotees. But he had this, I don't know, for me anyway, uncomprehendable, this pure devotion, trust and faith in Krishna, no matter all the obstacles. And then in just 1 year, started Iskcon just 1 year. And Krishna sent him, one devotee after another, one arrangement after another to support. And we know what he did. Those who know. Many obviously have forgotten or have never really realized what Prabhupada did for us. And what are we doing for Prabhupada? And what are we doing for each other? Really doing for each other. Do we really devotionally, in a bhakti yoga way, are we taking really good care of each other? Or just, delusionally thinking if I do a little bit this, a little bit that, it's okay. But this was never Prabhupada's vision. Iskcon is a movement, Varnashram, Dharma, Pan communities, self-sufficiency, taking care of each other, lovingly taking care of each other. So wherever we are, I feel it's pretty much shamelessness going on right here, right now, and for decades. Every person, every soul that is at least a little bit evolved in a human form of life, no matter spirit or path, knows the law. Give and you will be given. Not just in the sense as in karma, but it's the law. Give and you will be given. It's how it works. As it is stated, we make one little step towards Krishna. Krishna does 100 or even 1,000 steps towards us. So my question is to those group of people who force themselves, yes, I will say force themselves into positions for the last few decades and call themselves GVC, call themselves gurus and sannyasis, shamelessly falling down one after another, and then so many have been even taken back into the same position of sannyasis and gurus, of course, so-called. So, what have you given the last few decades to Srila Prabhupada, to his movement, to his instructions, and to all the devotees that sincerely participated in spreading the movement? What you have given, you will receive. I could say nothing. Nothing is, I think it's underestimated. I will not go there. What awaits you in some other dimensions after this lifetime, it's not up to me and no one. This is your relationship with Krishna. And so many times I have the urge to say, hey folks, guys, are you not afraid of God? Oh, but then it comes to my mind, no, you don't believe in God at all. You're Mayavadis and selfish, egoistic, narcissistic Mayavadis, self-absorbed Mayavadis. So, Yeah, so asking for donations from mostly hard struggling, many on the edge of being poor, donations is beyond shameless, I would say. This is my opinion, shameless. You sold so many properties, temples, made so much money on the books, and you have the nerve to ask for donations. What? Brainwashing your followers into the illusion you have the tickets to get them back home to Godhead? Shameless. Good luck with this. What else is on my mind for emphasizing this shamelessness that you continue till the very day for the last few decades? Yeah, one another thing came to my mind. The court cases that most of the devotees don't even know. You have spent hundreds of millions of dollars into various court cases among yourselves, different fractions. What else? Compensations for shutting up some of the gurus, so-called gurus, that left and obviously blackmailed you. You had to pay them. Hundreds of millions of dollars spent on court cases, throwing into the wind instead of building Vana, Ashrama, Dharma, farm communities, and automatically taking care of Prabhupada's instruction, increasing the movement by doing so. A small reminder, in the 70s, 80s, and maybe mid-90s, Hare Krishna used to be a household name everywhere in the world. You could ask any kid anywhere if they know the Hare Krishnas. Oh yes, everyone knew. Old, young, middle, doesn't matter. Age, country, everyone. It was a household name, the Hare Krishnas. Today, nobody almost know who are the Hare Krishnas. So what have you done? What have you done to increase Prabhupada's movement? What have you done to follow his instructions that automatically would have led to even more millions and maybe billions of people to know about Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, our savior, his instructions, and everything that he did for us? And yeah, okay. I will end with Lord Jesus' last words, if some of you know. Being on the cross, saying, Father, please forgive them, because they don't know what they're doing. This is one of my life mottos that I have learned after my many traumatic Iskcon experiences. I had to go for years and years to can forgive. I have learned to forgive. And personally, from my side, you all are also forgiven. But it is my duty, as I have learned by Prabhupada, to tell the truth, no matter what. No compromises with anyone for any reason. No compromises, always telling the truth. This is what I did in this video. This is what I did in my previous videos. And by Krishna's mercy, I will make some other ones. Telling the truth will set us free. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Vanchakalpa, all glories